Hello.
Hi.
And welcome to Contemporary Art Podcast with me, Lisa Fevral, and
Cecilia Clamart.
Yes. Yeah, I just went to grab a coffee, and this family runs this cafe, and they have this son that's like working there sometimes, like a little kid, you know. And today he's because it's Halloween.
Teenage boy. Yeah. Right? I wouldn't say little kid.
I think he's maybe 8 or 10.
Really?
The one that I'm talking about, because there's also another one, I guess.
Maybe I'm
the one
thinking
that's, like,
about
older.
the other one then.
I don't think he's a teenager. I think he's like 21, 22. The other guy.
Oh, no. Yeah, I'm thinking about the kid. Like, I would say he is at least 10.
Maybe 10, but he's
Yeah.
not a teenager yet, for sure. He's like a kid.
Anyways.
No?
I see
Okay,
him
well.
older, but I don't know. I don't go there as often.
Well, in any case, he's wearing a
Inflated.
T-Rex.
Yeah.
An inflated T-Rex like costume today. It's so big that it's as big as his dad. He's just walking around and his butt is like jiggling, you know, like the costume is just like jiggling around. The tail is wagging. It's so cute.
I love it. Halloween. Yeah, because it's Halloween, by the way, here when we're filming.
Ooh.
Almost. Yeah.
Is it?
Did you not do the... Yeah, you knew it was Halloween, right? Or did you just think he was just wearing because...
No. I thought that was Halloween.
Okay.
I thought it was 31st though.
Yeah, technically it is, but I think he's probably...
No, it's 30th.
Well, today is the 30th, but I guess it's the weekend.
Yeah.
And 31st is going to be a school day, I'm assuming, so...
I saw so many costumes online of like celebrities dressing up as Pamela Anderson. Did you see?
No.
Like Megan Fox and her guy MGK, and then the that girl from Little Mix that left.
Yeah.
With her boyfriend, and it's like, what the fuck? Because they did like a couple's costume, which is Pamela Anderson and her like partner that was abusive.
Yeah. That's kind of weird.
Like, girl, what the fuck are you on?
Why? And like after all these years, like...
No,
why
like...
is this a thing right now?
Like, dress up as Pamela Anderson all you want. Like, she's like an iconic figure in
but
pop
not
culture.
use it as like a...
But not her partner who was an abuser.
Yeah.
A couple's costume like that? What the fuck is wrong with you?
I mean...
Also, I got so many weird comments in the past, like since yesterday night.
About what?
It's like the same commenter, and they keep on commenting the same shit over and over and over again, and it's really like incoherent to me.
What are they commenting on?
Like, I'm literally going to like show you right now because...
But is it on your videos? On your...
On my videos, yeah.
Okay. Dang.
I'm not gonna lie, like, it's just so fucking weird. So they keep on commenting things like that. For example, on the video where I was talking about like different styling, so Taylor Swift, Red Velvet, and FKA Twigs, this person, I feel like they also commented maybe a year ago too, the same things.
Yeah.
So they commented, "Oh, this is amazing. You styled like our childhood cultures. The cultures we grew up in, and the adults we grew up around, and these K-pop artists styled like our generation and cultures. I love how aware you are and tell our stories, all of you." Then the next comment, "Wow, you styled..." on a Lolita video. So if this was a person who was, for example, saying that there's a lot of cultural appropriation in K-pop or something, I would be like, okay, fair enough. But they go on Lolita fashion video and then they say the same thing. They go, "Whoa, you styled..." No, like it's a different stuff. Like it's differently worded, I guess, but at the same time it's very similar. It's like, "Whoa, you styled like how we grew up. How we grew up is amazing." The grammar is fucked up. Like the grammar just doesn't make any fucking sense.
Yeah.
And Lolita styles are also so new.
I don't get it.
And then the next video on styling ever after high, and it's like very different videos too. It's not like they were specifically talking about something that was like repeated in different or in the same type of videos or something.
Yeah.
Then real weird era where everyone is styled like all eras and cultures we grew up in, and they did not. Another comment. I'm telling you, this is like
they're commenting
5.
on all your videos?
I don't know. I'm assuming... Oh my god, this is so fucking weird because this person kept on also responding to other people. So look.
Oh, what the heck?
So let me show you. So this is, right? This is the same person. And then if you look here, someone commented something, and then they fucking keep on. So someone commented, I personally have never bought anything from Savage, blah, blah, blah. So they're just talking about Rihanna's brand. And then this person's like, she literally raids our generations and demographies and culture styles. We grew up multiracial, and it was always fucking normal. Now all these people are hijacking our styles and rewriting things, putting a new narrative and spin on things. None of these fucking people grew up with our styles. These people were styled completely differently only a few years ago. Yeah, and making our styles fucking fast fashion and attaching tacky farts to our cultures. People are never paid fucking attention or laughed at. Now the heads of autotune supposedly are the heads of our shit. We hate autotune.
That makes absolutely no sense.
Why are you all styled like how we grew up? Do you have any own ideas at all? That's like them answering, and the person answered back, huh? Like, people in the comments are confused. They respond to this person being like, huh? Because it makes no sense what they're saying. Like, I understand if you are critiquing something and then people respond to you and they're like kind of don't agree with you or something like that, right? Yeah. But this is a different conversation. It just doesn't make any fucking... See, they keep on... Look, LOL, Demi Lovato literally raids my generations, demographies, and cultures. Why? And it's like with apostrophes too. It doesn't make any fucking sense that they wrote it like that. Like, who's writing it? What culture are you talking about? And who are you attacking? Yeah, and this same person is like at first I thought maybe they're saying that, like all of those celebrities are hijacking like Rihanna's culture or something. Mm-hmm. But then they say, and that bitch has a fashion line too. Oh, so you're talking about Rihanna? Who are you talking about?
That's so weird.
What is wrong with you? Like, what's going on? And they keep on saying that on like different comments of like organic is not sustainable, and they like respond to it with like, why are you all style like our generation?
What?
Savage X Fenty video. Hope you almost fell.
What the heck, bro? It's just really freaking weird. Out of nowhere.
So many comments. Like at least 20? That's dedication and mental illness. I don't know, whatever. I just wanted to tell you about the weird comments. We should do like a segment of the weirdest comment of the week or some shit, because I swear to God, I get really weird shit on my channel. Yeah. Sometimes it's just like, it's really just baffles me that someone took the time out of their day to say something that stupid.
And just so many.
So many. It's
like,
weird.
Do you know that person that's like, our culture is like, there's
what
not,
culture are you talking about? A generation is not a culture.
No, and there's just so many.
90s generation culture. Are you get lost?
Yeah.
Like no, that's not a culture. I understand there are things that we share in terms of media consumption.
Yeah.
But like, come on now.
Yeah, and it's just like every generation is reusing whatever was before to make a new thing out of it, and then we'll get re-inspired every so often.
It's normal.
Like, yeah, it's just the way it is.
I love when people get, like, for example, when people bring back Rococo in a casual way, an everyday way, yeah. or when people mix things, or for example, when right now, like in China, a lot of people do like new styles out of traditional styles of clothing, or like they get inspired by traditional styles of clothing and they combine it.
Oh, you
with
literally
new
just
styles.
made a video about Lolita, so
yeah,
you know,
yeah,
same. It's not
like, it's cool when people mix things up and create something new, even from old things, because old things were cool too. Like all that pirate shit, I absolutely fucking love that. I love that. I wish I could be dressed more like a pirate every single day. Wear a few like what is it called? Like the knives that are...
Oh, the little...
Yeah.
Daggers,
yeah. Yes. They're cute. Especially the ones that have like a little cutout on it.
I hope this becomes a segment, because
what
just happened. You know, like the video segments that you want to clip.
Oh. The knives are cute. Actually, my dad gave me... I
wish I could be a pirate.
My dad gave me a dagger for one of my birthdays.
Oh, really?
Don't even start with me about this.
I believe that, though.
Yeah. I mean, haven't talked to the guy for a while now, but yeah, he has done that. It had a lot of flowers cut out on it, so it was cute.
Hey, Lisa, what was your favorite color as a child?
Red.
It was blue. Still is.
Oh, look, you're in red and I'm blue.
Oh.
Wow. Okay, I'm gonna play the
Let's start.
jingle.
Yeah, she's a full-on Monet. It's like the painting, see? From far away, it's okay, but up close, it's a big old mess.
So let's talk about the recent developments in the art world, which is a lot of protests at the art galleries, and a lot of people have a lot to say about it. So, Cecilia, take it away.
So, personally, I hadn't heard about Just Stop Oil, the protests.
Just Stop Oil?
So that's like the protester are from like this non-profit organization. And until the Van Gogh like tomato soup protest thing, I hadn't heard about any of like their movements, nothing about them. Like, of course, we're aware of like the situation of like, new fossil,
Obviously, yeah.
like, and
We don't live under a rock.
exactly. But yeah, so that was October 14th. Two activists, Phoebe Plummer, 21, and Anna Holland, 20, working with Just Stop Oil, just did basically went to a museum and threw tinned soup at Vincent van Gogh famous 1888 work Sunflowers at the National Gallery in London. And I'm pretty sure everybody has heard about that.
Probably because of Twitter.
But like,
taking it and running with it.
Yeah, and it's like you heard about them throwing the tin soup at the art piece, right? But do you know like the company, the organization they were working with? Did you know like their message? Like, how was it? What did you hear about it at first? Like,
was it even fucking helpful?
Yeah, like, because
everyone was just talking like what the narrative turned out to be online, what kind of became just
a buzz,
like a meme basically. People were like, oh, activists are so fucking useless, and
it's just a hand
flailing on the hand while I'm sneezing. Anyway, so it just kind of became like a meme of everyone. Even I commented on it on Twitter. I was like, what was the concept? Why did you use specifically the tinned soup, right? Like, because I looked into it, and there's no connection between Van Gogh's piece and what they're protesting.
The only thing they're like, when they were talking, is like, oh, blah, 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 and people can't even afford a tinned soup. And it's like you're holding the soup that some people can't afford to eat, and you just threw it. And waste.
No, but that's the thing. Like, it feels like they just jumble everything together.
Yeah.
And it's weird because they look like...
It's really confusing.
Yeah. And they look like everyone in my, like, visual arts program.
Yeah.
Or actually, you know what? I'm pretty sure one of them was, like, really rich. Like, from, like, a really rich family. It's just... It's interesting. Like, I mean, like, it's good that she's using her, like, position to do something, but it's just so conceptually unsound. It doesn't work.
Well, yeah, I don't know about these two girls, but...
In terms of the action itself. I understand that it brings attention.
Yeah. So, yeah. I mean, the message technically... So, Just Stop Oil, they're opposed to the United Kingdom granting new fossil fuel licensing and production agreement. They are trying to get the government to stop all future consents and like agreements related to the development, exploration, and production of fossil fuels in the country. They're just trying to promote like a, I guess, genuine message. But, like when I watched these two girls throw the tin soup at Van Gogh art piece, I'm like, this is not what I understood from the action. Mm-hmm. It is very confusing, and it's just creating a buzz. And not in the right... Like, this is not, the way I would try and do, be effective.
I mean, it's really confusing to talk about this. First of all, I don't know if you looked into it or not, but, like, who they're owned by?
Oh, yeah. So, I mean, they're not owned, but one of the people that donated... So... this organization works with donation, and the donations are going to the people and all the action they are taken. So they basically pay for these people to do actions. But I looked at the website. I didn't see like any of that money being donated to like actual researcher or like, you know, like doing something, except for like, yeah, these actions that are really like shocking and trying to convey a message. But that's literally all they do. Like, I don't think that's productive. And so one of the donations were made by this lady, I think something Getty, who is the granddaughter of the billionaire Getty Oil, and she donated 1 million to, well, basically this lady who like inherited money from that billionaire who owned an oil company, like made donations to like a bunch of organizations that includes Just Stop Oil, which is like a bit of a, you know, like even if she's, you know, the granddaughter of, like, this still doesn't really sit well.
It's kind of, yeah, it's a little bit confusing in terms of like why they don't quite see how ironic it is. The action itself also, like, okay, so this is literally annoying the hell out of me, the way that they approached it, because when you think about it, this is literally what my degree is in, conceptual stuff, right?
Yeah.
And conceptually speaking, it's a mess. It just makes no fucking sense. They would fail miserably in class if they were to present something like that as like an action art or something.
Yeah.
Because it makes no sense.
And like, so their actions, I think I believe they started this year. I don't think they existed before 2022. Yeah, the first one was disrupting the British Academy Film Awards. Then disruption of football matches, oil company protests, which is like, okay, I get that.
Oil company protests make sense, yeah.
They tried to disrupt the British Grand Prix. And then July 2022, so this is when the art gallery protest started.
In July?
In July 2022, yeah. The first one was the Hay Wain at the National Gallery in London. Covered the painting with a printed illustration that reimagined this art piece as an apocalyptic vision of the future.
At least that makes sense.
Yeah, I understand that.
But it didn't make any buzz.
No, but clearly we didn't hear about it, yeah. A group of supporters glued themselves to a copy of Leonardo da Vinci, The Last Supper.
That's the thing. Okay, so all of their actions that they've done, I think that to make a point, I don't think that it would be a bad idea to like spill something on a painting or whatever the fuck to get attention, right? Especially because even if the painting was damaged, I don't care. I mean, like,
It's been done in the past by the suffragette, right?
Yeah, by many people. And even people who, like, it didn't really make sense that they were doing it and stuff like that. But it's one of those things where, well, yeah, people, like, ruined an artwork, whatever. Like, it's not that big of a deal to me, to be honest, even though I am an artist. And, like, even though that's literally what I've been studying, and I do see value in art and in preservation of it, I just don't think it's that big of a fucking deal, to be honest. But with this whole situation, first of all, like, conceptually speaking, they brought a can of soup, right? Then they explain it as like, oh, people can't afford even a can of soup and whatever, and it's like, okay,
you're
how
like
the
wasting
fuck?
it.
Yeah, but also that doesn't make any sense. Why are you even bringing up the food crisis when you're talking about fossil fuels and the use of like oil and whatever? Like, what the fuck is the connection? Like, use your brain. You have to have, like, if you want to address these issues, you need to address both of them separately. Or if you're addressing them together, it's because one affects the other, not just randomly. Like, it feels like they just bring up random bullshit, and that's why I was like thinking, I saw someone saying that since people like that lady that is an heir to an oil company or whatever, since she funded some of these actions and whatever, some people are saying that this is basically a ploy to make activists look ridiculous.
And like, what bothers me is like they do all these actions and that's it. There's nothing that's gonna follow. It's not like, okay, we're promoting the message. This is what we want to promote. Here's ways you can actually, make a change. Like, I don't know, just because at the end of the day, it's going to be the government, right? So if they want to convey their message, they're going to need the population to follow along and, do something.
That's
just
why
not
conceptual
only...
idea is so important, because you need to make sure that your message is understood. Or maybe even if you can control people understanding your message. Sometimes people can see something that's like a green piece of paper and they look at it and say it's purple. Like some people are just dumb like that. I understand, but it's one of those things where like you have to make an effort to make sure that everything that you do within that action makes sense. And I don't want to like start like some kind of fucking conspiracy being like, oh, it's funded to make activists look ridiculous, but I saw some people speculating about that, and I think that to be honest, it might be plausible, just because it does make activists look like erratic people, people who don't have a point to what they're doing at all. It's it definitely makes every activist look like a goddamn idiot, because these are the activists that actually get any type of traction in the media. Yeah. Which is weird, because that's what I wanted to actually bring up and compare. Yeah. There was this guy in April this year, on April 22nd, this guy set himself on fire at the plaza of the United States Supreme Court building and died. He like burned himself alive as a protest, the same way as like that monk did a while ago, whatever, in like 60s or some shit. Like I don't remember when, but like it was a while ago. Like he basically set himself on fire and died as a protest against the climate crisis. Yeah. And no one fucking talked about it. Nope. There was maybe one or two fucking articles written about it. The guy died. Yeah. He set himself on fire in front of a Supreme Court. Yeah. But what a canned soup spilled on a painting gets so much coverage?
Well, that's once again the media's, right? It's just that, and that's always going to be the main thing of like picking and choosing, and
I mean, yeah, but also at the same time, that's what makes me wonder.
How do they get this attention from all the medias and stuff?
Yeah, because I have a feeling that if that guy got even a normal amount of media coverage, he would get a lot of attention. But it seems like it was either, I don't know, maybe I feel like it was either suppressed or something. Maybe people like kind of cornered off that section and were like, don't come into the Supreme Court or whatever the fuck. And like, because the thing is, how did it not make any noise? Because I see things like that get attention when they happen anywhere in the world. Yeah. So it would make sense that it would get attention when it happened in fucking Supreme Court in America. Yeah. But it didn't get any coverage, which is just like a bit confusing to me. Yeah. I understand that some people will be like, oh, it shows that like our morals or whatever the fuck, and I just don't fully agree.
I honestly, until you just told me, I did not know this happened.
That's the thing. I just don't fully agree with that notion that it's just like a natural cycle of news. News can be easily manipulated. I'm not saying that someone did this specifically or whatever. It's just something that I find to be plausible, just because of how grand the gesture was, how famous the other action was that was against Vietnam War in the 60s, right? Yeah. I don't know if it was, I think it was, it wasn't the monk, it was a different guy. The first one I think was the monk, and then this guy was some guy who burned himself outside of Pentagon in like the 60s because he was protesting against the Vietnam War. And it's quite famous. When you search it up, the guy who burned himself this year doesn't come up in the suggested.
Oh, really?
Fill in suggested in Google. So it means that it's not like been covered enough in like articles and other things like that. Yeah. And I'm just like, what? How the fuck did that happen?
I don't know.
Because like I understand why the soup can was bigger, just because it's ridiculous.
I think it's the shock effect.
No, I think it's funny. I think it's funny for people to dunk on them. It's so entertaining to make fun of activists. For many people. But
like the shock of how ridiculous this, the whole thing.
I feel like burning yourself is more shocking.
Well, yeah, but like not in a ridiculous way. Yeah, like, it's shocking that such an action, they're trying to get people to take them seriously.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. I think that it's not like specifically the shock value as much as it's so ridiculous
Yeah,
that
yeah.
it's really fun to make fun of them and really easy too,
Mm-hmm.
right? Because the thing is, there was immediately right after there was another guy who spilled mashed potatoes
Yeah.
and again stuck himself with glue to the wall. That was the funniest part ever. That was the funny part about this.
More recently, they like smeared cake on King Charles, the wax figures
Yeah.
at Madame Tussauds. Yeah, they did that October 24th. Like, that's kind of funny. I'm sorry. Like,
It is
I'm not,
funny. I mean, anything that's gonna make fun of the royals is gonna be funny.
But like, once again, what are you trying to do with like yeah.
That's again, like, I get what they're trying to do to get like attention, I guess.
Yeah.
But when they do get attention, when they get to be interviewed, right? Like I watched the interview of the girl, of the first girl.
Yeah.
And it's like, as much as like I don't think that she's stupid or anything.
No.
In terms of like she's eloquent when she speaks and everything.
Like, why are you willing to make yourself pictured as a fool and ridiculous for...
I mean, if it would have changed something, it's okay to be looking
Yeah,
ridiculous, but
yeah.
it doesn't change
No.
anything. That's what's ridiculous about it, is the fact that she's like, she genuinely thinks that mixing all of these topics together and just randomly screaming things, like, it's not going to change anything. If, for example, if you live in Vancouver, right, and before the election you were to do something like that at the Vancouver Art Gallery, and it got a lot of attention, and then you say something like, vote for this guy because there's not a lot of description of like what they actually promised in the booklet, right? If that was the case, and it would have caused a lot of people to actually vote for the person who would, I don't know, offer us more than 100 new fucking officers.
I know. For security.
Security. As if we don't have fucking enough policemen, honestly. Anyway. So, if that was the case, at least that would be very to the point.
Yeah.
And it would actually affect something. When you just make statements like, fossil fuels are bad, or...
Just stop oil. Like,
just stop oil.
Just
Stop oil. Girly girl.
It's a bit more complicated.
Girly
like, we
girl.
rely a lot.
Just stop oil.
Yeah. Also, there's another thing I want to bring up from their actions that I've read a couple times and was never acknowledged by them. Is so I believe they blocked one of the bridges, or like they did an action where they were blocking the traffic. Basically ended up causing, according to the media, once again, like, the death of 2 women because the ambulance were blocked and delayed to get these people to the hospital. And when they are, they had a few interviews with some of the protesters. When they're like asked about it, they just constantly change the subject. They start yelling. They start bringing, changing the conversation about other things and interrupting the journalist. And I'm like, once again, you are not like making yourself look at us as a serious organization who knows what they're doing, except for creating like any type of buzz and like making actual protesters and people that are doing research and trying to change things effectively look like fools.
But that's the thing. Listen, like, I understand that there's also a school of thought of like, only radical action is going to actually change anything, and which is like, I understand that notion. I actually do think that unfortunately it is the case for a lot of things. Like, for example, the only reason why like France is where it is today, for example, is because there was a revolution. You wouldn't be able to be anywhere and you would still have peasants if peasants wouldn't say that's enough.
But they had like, it was thought.
That's the thing.
There was an end game. But
that's what I'm saying. Like, they always say this thing, right? Like, when you talk to people who are activists, they're always like, only radical action is going to change everything or anything. And it's like, okay, listen, I actually agree with you. I even agree with you. I would even say, like, unfortunately, the only way we would fix anything right now in the world in terms of how the global south, for example, is abused is only through radical action. But that a radical action is not throwing soup at a painting.
No, and then nothing behind that. Because it's like, honestly, you go on their website, because I was like, okay, there must be, like, some links. They have, like, a course. They link to, like, organization, donate money to research, like, people
like normal people would like, do, at least. That's the least they could do.
There's like, even politicians, like right now, there's like a French politician that's at the European Parliament, and he's constantly like bringing attention to the Parliament about like, you know, what's happening with fast fashion, canceling some of the, and, you know, trying to bring laws and have people sign petitions and just like share the information about it and just be like, this is what's happening, this is what you can do, you know, boycott. Like there's like a bit more to that than just being like, you know, having the shock effect, doing all these actions and then nothing behind.
Yeah, because the thing is that's what I'm saying. Like if you were, it was pretty much the example of like Vancouver Art Gallery doing something there right before the election, explaining why the advertisement that are all over the city are misleading and presenting information to people about issues that actually matter
just,
to
like,
them.
Big titles
would
but...
actually that would actually help, right? Because the thing is, like with the guy that we just got we selected, his whole shtick was like one of his 3 things
it was like
safety.
I'm gonna improve like
but it was just
security.
Safety, and I was like safety sounds great because we do need safety.
You open the thing,
you open the thing, you start reading. Like even honestly in the booklet it didn't say it. I actually found it on the like in articles beforehand, because in the booklet it didn't really say much about like police or anything. And then his solution, 100 new policemen. That's gonna do it. We have a mental health crisis and an opioid crisis in the city, and more police to shoo them around from one street to another is going to fix all of our problems. That's what it would be actually very helpful if someone, because the thing is, I found it extremely difficult to find information on these candidates and what kind of parties they would represent and like where they are even on the spectrum of left and right. Honestly, it's so fucking... Vancouver is big enough for it to be like actually properly like explained. It wasn't though, and I feel like it's the same thing with a lot of things in, for example, oil and fossil fuels and other things like that, where you don't quite know how you can actually affect these issues. And if they were to go to like a London gallery or whatever and do something right before there's some kind of voting or something going on, at least something. Or, for example, right before
like
there's like a pipe
like
being built or something like that. And they made that action right before then to bring attention, to be like, come to this thing on this day to help us out or to protest or whatever. But they don't have an actual call to action. It's just like ridiculous. It's like having an advertisement without having a link to where to go and buy the thing.
No, it's true.
It's like, okay, I know that it's a thing.
It's like impulsive
I knew it
without...
before. It's not like you open my eyes on the fact that we have a global warming issue. Like, bitch, I know. I'm sweating every summer. It's just such a useless way of doing things. And the thing is, like, I understand that people are right. Like, some people were saying online that, well, at least they got some kind of attention, right? So maybe, like, they were basically talking about how, like, maybe their tactics are, like, stupid or whatever, but they got attention. And I'm like, yeah, but attention to what?
Well, that's
to literally themselves.
They got attention about... throwing a can of soup on an art piece. That's it. Like,
it's literally just optics. They're just making it look like there's opposition to the oil businesses. And they're
just pissing off people. They're pissing off researchers. They're pissing off like actual activists. Like they're just pissing off everyone.
It just helps in the radicalization of young people into becoming conservative fricks. It just helps with the radicalization of them to be like, oh, I don't want to be an erratic bitch like this. Like, I want to have, like, a point, you know, to make with everything that I say. So they make the left and anyone who is against profits above normal human rights and living circumstances, they make them all look ridiculous.
Because they're not coherent.
They're not fucking helping the situation at all. I don't know, man. So it's actually not that much of a new development in art. Art has always been usually art itself is
it is used statement. As like they've so how many artists have used art as like any type of art used as like a...
There was this guy, I don't know what he was protesting either, honestly, I don't remember. Maybe it was corruption or something like that, I don't know. But this guy in Russia like hammered his balls to the red square.
Dang.
Like literally used a nail and like hammered his balls to it. I personally don't find anything offensive about it, to be honest. Like, you're just you just hammer your own balls. Like, I don't care.
Weren't there these girls with like topless? What, they were from Russia as well.
Yeah,
no?
but they got incarcerated and stuff like that.
It's,
That's
again,
pussy
like
riot.
nudity, right? Yeah.
It wasn't against nudity. It was
Well, no, but like the nudity factor probably was
kind of, but I think
pussy riots. I think no.
pussy riot.
Yeah.
They got, honestly, it was more about the fact that they were at the church.
Yeah.
And they were dancing, and like it was like sacrilegious or some shit like that, and it's like, who gives a fuck? Honestly, Orthodox Church is just so like full of itself nowadays. It's basically an oligarchy, or even worse, a fucking mafia.
See, once again, I remember their actions. I don't know.
You don't know what it was.
No,
yeah,
I
think
can't
it was.
remember.
I think it was maybe the separation of state and church or something like that. But I honestly don't remember. Oh no, wait! It was something about Putin.
Probably.
It was something about Putin. Of course, it was. Honestly, it's been like what. Since I was born, he's been the president. I mean, come on now. Yeah. Anyway, the thing is, it's one of those things where, I mean, they got a response that wasn't warranted, and like I believe that they were tortured in the prisons.
Probably, yeah.
And not all of them, but I think most of them, and also they were kind of like the guerrilla girls that for a while they were wearing masks.
Yeah.
Or like balaclavas, I think.
Yeah.
But I don't know if it was like actually like covering up their identity or if it was just like
they got arrested anyways, like on the thing. So whether they were
I think before then, I think that their faces were already out there as like we're Pussy Riot. I think that they were just dressed up in it as like it was just like their thing to wear balaclavas, but it wasn't like covering up their identity. Everyone knew who they were. But as far as I know, like a few of them, I don't know if they're still in jail. Like honestly, we should make an episode on that maybe, because
there's so much. Like
they've done a lot of art too, and I there's this music video that I thought was really funny because it's like something about LGBT issues in Russia, and they had like this portion in the music video where they show how they're talking to the police that came. The girls were like, they respond, they're like, "We promise we're not gay, we're bi." It's so funny. It's obviously like a sad situation that there's a lot of shit like that going on, but at the same time, this, music video was also commenting on all of those things.
There's a lot. Like, even, they were comparing with the suffragette movement in the No Vote for Women, where they, like, went to, I think, another art gallery, and it's, like, how do you say? Like, slashed. Yeah.
The
some
toilet
painting.
of Venus. The toilet of Venus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And now, like, just exposing the, like, paint, like, the whatever.
It was Mary
I think
Richardson.
I wrote it down. The portrait of Thomas Carlyle on display at the National Portrait Gallery in July 1914, when he was attacked by suffragette Anne Hunt. Her choice of weapon, a meat cleaver, smuggled under her clothes, led to her being dubbed the furry with a chopper.
There was also this protest from the same
suffragette
movement in 1914.
Yeah, they made like a whole exhibition like for the 100th anniversary, just like with whatever, it turned into like an art, display basically. And then the woman in the UK ended up having the right to vote for the first time after all these protests.
Yeah, they got like, there was another one in March where Mary Richardson also walked into London's National Gallery and slashed the painting of the Toilet of Venus. It's like this woman lying down on a bed or whatever, and it's a nude. And like she slashed that, and she was like, "Oh, I slashed it because of the government. I think they incarcerated, arrested the suffragette leader, Emmeline Pankhurst. Also, a lot of men were always coming in there to stare at a naked woman. So that there was a whole like point of like,
makes sense to me.
We can be in the gallery naked, but we can't be in the gallery as an artist. We can be in the gallery naked for everyone to stare at us, but we
give
are
our
not allowed
opinions
to.
by
we
voting.
Can't vote.
Yeah.
I know that Guernica
Yeah.
by Picasso was also vandalized.
Yeah. There's so many stories, and like it's so random because I was listening when I'm learning Spanish, so I was listening to this like half English half Spanish podcast, and there's a lot of like histories about art and like vandalism, and like one of them, like a bunch of art pieces, like I think there's one that got stolen, and like very cool stories like that, which is really random, but like there's just so many.
I don't quite understand why it was I guess vandalized in this way, because this guy, Iranian artist Tony Shafrazi he
Nice accent.
well, I'm gonna roll my R because I like it's an Iranian name. I'm assuming that you can roll your R.
No, it's great. I like it.
But he came in and sprayed on Guernica.
Yeah.
He like sprayed with like red paint, I believe, or spray paint. Kill lies all, and I don't understand what the fuck that means. Kill lies all.
Yeah, maybe we'll do some research about that for.
Why wouldn't he write lies kill all?
Well,
doesn't anyway. So
translation issue maybe.
Yeah, so there's this
Probably.
article that talked about, right? And it says, Shafrazi, a member of the Art Workers Coalition, was reacting to President Richard Nixon's pardoning of William Calley, who was the only U.S. Army officer to go on trial for the My Lai massacre of 1968. He also said he was trying to reactivate Guernica as a cry for protest against war and civilian deaths, according to Spain's Museo Nacional, Centro de Arte, Reina Sofia. Shafrazi was led away from the scene and charged with criminal mischief. When asked by police why he did it, Shafrazi said, "I'm an artist and I wanted to tell the truth," according to the New York Times. The words he spray painted reportedly alluded to the quote from the book Finnegan's Wake by James Joyce, "Lies, all lies."
Okay.
I don't think it's strong enough, to be honest, to not the action. I think the action is cool. But the phrase, if you're gonna do something big like that, maybe choose a phrase better, because it's gonna be written down. It's gonna be...
right now we're confused.
Yeah.
Without knowing any context or anything, and like, which year was it in?
This was 1968.
Okay, yeah.
No, wait. 1974.
Oh, okay.
1968 was the pardoning of that asshole.
Okay.
But Shafrazi, who is now a prominent art dealer in New York, was greeted with a giant Guernica-inspired cake at the exhibit after party in 2008, and reportedly scrolled, "I'm sorry, dash? Not. I'm sorry, dash, not," on it in red icing. When asked whether he would recreate the 1974 incident if given the chance, Shafrazi told Vulture, "Oh, it was a different time. You can't talk about it that way." He said, "It was a miserable time and there was a need to be addressed. I was 30 years old. Many elements make that particular moment unique. I wouldn't be that person now. Of course not."
Fair enough.
I mean, it wouldn't quite make any fucking sense to do a protest against Vietnam War in the
obviously.
year of 2010 or whatever the fuck like, he gave that interview.
Yeah, that was pretty good. Yeah, I like his answer.
Yeah. Oh, I was sick for a few weeks.
Yeah.
So that's why the podcast is also off again. Even though I had an episode, I was just feeling like such shit for 2 weeks straight, or even almost 3.
Yeah.
That I was like, I can't be editing, I can't be doing it. For like 2 weeks, I probably was kind of lying down like a little sausage. And then for the last week, I was a little bit more like uppity.
And your mom was here,
my muscles were hurting a lot and my legs were hurting a lot. I don't know if it was my neuropathy or something like that from chemo like flaring up because of COVID or whatever.
Yeah.
But I was feeling like shit for so long. And then my mom came to like take care of me and stuff, and then it was her birthday, so we actually celebrated. We went to a Greek restaurant.
Delicious food.
And it was actual Greek
Korean food we had too.
Oh, we had Korean food too. But that Greek restaurant, goddamn, their sangrias, I am living for them. I want a sangria right now because of them.
I want the dessert we had.
Oh, holy shit, yes.
It was so good.
I don't remember how to pronounce it or anything like that, but it honestly made me feel like I was back home.
Well, even the ambience of the
In
restaurant,
Cyprus,
it's very Mediterranean, and Sam, it took me back home. Like, just like
Me
it's so.
saying made me feel like home.
Okay.
And then you have to guess which one.
Yeah, exactly. Which is Cyprus.
Yes, I meant Cyprus.
I know.
Yes.
Any like we're
Mediterranean.
Mediterranean.
Yeah.
Same for me.
Yeah,
Mediterranean coast. This is
Yeah, we
home.
should like go and like make like a vlog, but like
Yeah.
a funny one,
Yeah.
something entertaining.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just like it was so cute. The little lights, the little like very cozy,
Oh my
family
god,
owned. Like the server was super cute and super nice. Yeah.
it was so delicious.
know.
I want a sangria so bad.
Well, maybe next time.
Maybe next time. Also, we're gonna dress up
Oh yeah,
like our
fine.
younger selves. We're gonna find a picture from our childhood and dress up like ourselves
Oh my gosh.
as kids for one of the
So,
episodes.
like 90s kids.
Yeah.
So like, yeah. I need to find one. Yeah. It's gonna be beautiful.
So beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I'll be able to find anything.
I have a good one of
That-
you though. The like.
Oh,
do you
that
like
one!
that?
Oh, I can do that.
Yeah, this one. I think you can.
My
Yeah.
hair is almost the same. Like not. Well. Not,
Soon it'll be.
soon it will be. Maybe
Yeah.
in a few months it's gonna
Yeah.
be that length.
Yeah.
I'm getting closer.
Yeah, by the time we get all the photos and the outfits, maybe. Maybe. I know.
Yeah.
And then can we talk about all the albums that you got?
Oh my holy shit! I got so
And,
many albums, you guys.
And 10.
And 10. Okay, so I got.
Oh my god, 10! His new video.
Yes. Okay, so let me tell you what.
Okay.
I don't think the song is bad. I think that
Has
I
to
would
be
have
a
wanted a different production.
Yeah. I think you have to be in a specific, like, mood and, like, I can see myself driving and listening to it.
I just feel like I would want like something more adventurous in terms of the production. I feel like it's a little bit basic, but I might be just honestly it's me problem because I like really weird shit. Like
Yeah.
I get bored really
I think
quickly.
it's pretty good.
Yeah, see? So it's not like I don't really think that it's bad or anything.
We'll just
It's
have
just
different
like I
tastes.
want like more weird sounds in the production.
Yeah.
His voice was great though, and I
The
really
video
loved
was really good.
Yeah, and in the video, I really loved that point. Like it's almost at the very beginning.
Yeah.
Where he like throws his whole body up, and it's like a shot where he like literally is like basically levitating.
Yeah,
That's how
yeah.
much he like threw his body up.
Yeah.
Do you remember that?
I don't, but yeah, I can see him do that. Look.
Yeah, and the hat with the material on top
Yes.
of it was
Yeah,
fucking
yeah.
amazing.
No.
The thing is, we have mentioned that before. I don't know if you watched that or not, but we like Taeyong and Ten from NCT.
Yeah. Baby Don't
They're
Stop.
they're like our
With
biases.
Mark.
And Mark.
Because Vancouver.
He's our
you know?
Vancouver boy. We have to. His family.
Yeah. He's our homie.
He's our homie. Yeah. But also he's really talented. So
And he's everywhere. The guy just never stops. Like, gotta give
I'm
him
so
credit.
jealous
Yeah.
of that energy. That bitch. I swear to God. I wish. Now this old hag after chemo, I'm like, God damn it, I wish I was a Mark.
I know. We need a little bit of that.
Yeah. But what was I gonna say? Oh, so we went to the K-pop store where I usually buy stuff online and I like keep it there until I can go and like pick it up.
Yeah.
So we went to like get some food with my mom. We got like Korean food because that's the best place in that area.
Yeah.
And the bibimbap was fantastic.
Amazing.
And we got a bunch of like, I think, okay, so the only album that was by a boy group was NCT 2018. I kind of wanted Empathy album for a long time. I do not like the other albums that are like all NCT in terms of photos.
Yeah.
So I don't need a photo book. I like the music, but I don't need the fucking photo book. I don't know why, but the concepts of those photo shoots just don't do it for me. I think it's just there's too many of them, so now it's like a school yearbook,
Okay.
right?
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
there's like only a couple pictures of each one of them,
Yeah.
and they have to be all in the same style.
Yeah.
So basically, they only get one photo shoot per photo book. It's
Yeah.
a little bit boring, you know, and
Yeah.
it's usually very standard kind of looking, I guess.
Yeah.
So, but I did really love Empathy.
Like the collector version, right?
No, that's the
Oh, was
there's dream version and reality version.
Oh,
Reality
yeah.
version is cute, but I don't really care for it. I like more of like the photo shoot for dream version. It's more colorful. It's a little bit it's dreamlike. It's nice. And then everything else was a bunch of Red Velvet albums
Yeah.
and Sulky albums.
Yeah, only that.
Only that. And in the 2018 NCT album, you won't believe us.
Yeah, well, yeah, you were talking, and Lisa was like, okay, if I get little photo,
Card. Yeah. I
the
was
10
like,
card,
yeah.
I'll give it to you.
Yeah, because the thing is, Cecilia wanted a copy as well, but they
Yeah.
only had one.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, if I get the card, if I get the photo card of 10, I'll give it to you.
Yeah.
And then we get into the car, I open it, and it's fucking 10. What are the chances that we were gonna get one
It
of them?
was just meant to be.
Um,
And it's 10 from Baby Don't Stop, so
it's 10 from Baby Don't Stop. So like,
the best.
I mean,
Uh-huh.
it
It was just...
was fate. It was fate.
It was.
Come on now. It was,
So I have a little 10 now.
yeah. And I always wish that, like, the artists that I like who are Western artists would go back and release stuff for, like, my favorite albums.
Yeah.
Like this. Like, so I could have, like, a little, like,
Yeah.
photo book and,
Yeah.
like, have all the photos and whatever
Yeah,
that they
yeah.
took. Because those bastards do a whole photo shoot and then release 3 photos and think that, and they call it a day. They call it a day. Frank Ocean, listen, maybe stop with the cock rings and release a photo book of your photos for Blonde. Yes, Pika. Yes. Little baby chica. My little doggy dog.
Attention.
Attention hog. Oh my god, her butt. Yeah, like just maybe go back and release that. I don't know.
Yeah.
Is it that difficult? Really? Me just like screaming at
Thank you.
Ocean.
This was a message from Lisa.
I'm just saying. Oh,
She put a little paw on the computer. She's like,
Yeah.
all right, enough, bitches.
Yeah. Anyway, thank you guys for listening.
If you made it all the way to
If
the
you
end,
made it all the way.
congratulations.
Yeah. We're gonna have another episode next week. We already have it filmed.
Sakura. Well,
Yeah.
we filmed it before, so yeah, you understand why we were away for so long before too.
Yeah.
Why I disappeared for a while,
Yeah.
you know.
And then we'll see you
And the next
soon.
one,
Yeah.
we'll see what we talk
Yeah.
about.
If you're watching it right now, she's staring at you. If you're
If
listening,
you're
I'm just gonna
watching,
tell you about
just need
it.
to see my friend in the cup.
Oh my god, yes.
It's a little dinosaur.
Oh my
It's just
god.
chilling in my tea.
Where is your bee?
It doesn't fit on my thing. I need a cup where I can actually have the bee holding onto it. I know.
We picked like a little bunny where like there's 6 bunnies.
Yeah.
You can basically 6.
It's like random.
It's
yeah.
random, yeah. You get 1 bunny out of 6, and the one that Cecilia got is like a bunny that's dressed like a bee,
Yeah.
and
It's
it's
pouring
like a
honey in the
figurine for
cup.
your cup, for your coffee cup
Yeah.
or your
Like
tea
you're
cup.
supposed to be able to like put it on and it stays.
It's so cute. It's
And it's
a bunny
pouring-
dressed like a bee,
And it's pouring
And
honey.
it's pouring honey into the
And
tea.
I love honey.
It's cute.
Very cute.
Yeah. Anyway.
Anyways. Jinx. I get to finish. Thank you for listening. Bye.